Let's play a game. 2 truths and a lie. And let's see if you can figure out which one is the lie. Time is either working for you or against you. I am currently recording this video at 10:10 p.m. A clutter-free environment can significantly reduce stress and improve focus. All right, have you figured out which one is a lie? I'll give you another 5 to 10 seconds as I take a quick sip of my coffee here. That's good stuff. It really is. All right, if you chose option 2, you are correct. Yeah! That is the lie. So I actually have my clock here configured to cover a 24-hour period, or also known as military time. So I am recording this video in the AM. Quick question, do you actually know what AM stands for? No! For a long time, I did not. It stands for ante-meridian. It's a Latin word. And what it means is before midday or before noon. So next time you have an opportunity to share a fun fact, that might be a good one to share. If you're curious in what PM stands for, you're gonna have to come back for another video, or you can just Google it yourself. But the purpose of this video is to focus on the 2 truths. Starting with the first one, time is either working for us or against us. Now, if you don't believe that this is true, I'd be curious to know why in the comments. But what I've learned throughout, the years is that whether I'm feeling motivated or unmotivated, focused, unfocused, time continues to move forward. It doesn't care. The challenge that I see among aspiring achievers is that there are goals and things that they know they need to do. But sometimes you're just in that mental rut where you feel like you can't keep your focus on the task at hand, right? It's a challenge to get into flow or into deep work. I would like to provide you a method that you can apply to help you with this. And that method and that solution is organize. Yes, organize. A lot of these things that we can do to make our lives better are really simple. Maybe not easy, but simple. So when it comes to organizing, if you feel like you're not able to stay the course, chances are your space and what you're doing is just congested. So I spoke to a colleague a few years ago, and she was a great achiever, sales champion, back-to-back, not an easy thing to do by any means. And she had a really good system of pulling information when she needed it. Her recall ability was phenomenal, top-notch. So I asked her, I was just like, how are you able to recall this information, or what do you do to keep yourself in this flow of constantly achieving? And you know what she said? She was like, buddy, let me tell you this. I'm not always motivated. I don't always feel like I'm doing the thing that I need to do at that time. But this is what I do when I'm not feeling motivated, or when I'm not feeling focused, or I feel like I'm just too distracted. I organize. I was like, organize, really? She was like, yeah. So what I'll do is typically, if I have notes written in my notebooks or different areas, I'll usually use that time to organize my thoughts and my notes into a productivity solution, like OneNote. And I was like, wow, okay, that does make sense. Yeah, and I can say, I had this challenge. At times I still struggle with this, but I'm a lot better than what I was, is I have all these different notebooks, notebook 1, notebook 2, notebook 3, notebook 4. And, depending on the meetings and depending on what I'm looking to do, I just find a new notebook and start writing things in them. And the problem is when I need to recall the information, let's say weeks down the line or months down the line, the first question is, where do I even look? Which notebook is it in?
If you need help, then dial your
So
operator.
that's been a challenge, right? Because now it makes the whole purpose of you writing notebooks pretty much moot. Like it's not serving you, because when you need the information, you can't find it, or it takes a very long time for you to find it. So what I learned was this method where if you write in your notebook, create a schedule or a time, or in those times when you're not feeling motivated, use that time to transfer your notes into a OneNote or Notability or Notion. I use OneNote and Notion, and it's been super helpful for me. It allows me to organize my thoughts. The other benefit there is that when you're revisiting that information, it helps with the retain and recall, right? Because now you have multiple touch points with that information that allows it to become more sticky in your mind. So that is the advice when it comes to recall and just really getting yourself more organized. There are different ways you can organize yourself, right? So obviously that is one. When you're note taking, or if you're reading, you can read the material and then highlight all the things that stand out to you. And then from there, go back, take the various things that you highlighted that stood out, and write that in a notebook, right? Or a OneDrive productivity tool. So now if you read a book, you can now, let's say weeks go by or someone asks you like, hey, what did you learn? What did you really like about that book? You have this place where you can go back and see exactly what stood out to you. It's a really good practice if you can get into it. An author who has really excelled and almost mastered this is Ryan Holiday. He's like the note-taking master, right? He's written several different books like Obstacle is the Way, and just so many great books. And I highly suggest that you go to his YouTube page, read his books, but he has a note-taking system. He will read a book, highlight, so pretty much everything I just highlighted or mentioned, no pun intended. So he'll read everything, and then from there he'll take note cards and then physically write down everything that stood out to him, and then he'll put them in different categories. So if it was courage or fear or love or productivity, he'll categorize all the different notes and things that stood out to him, and then he'll place it into a box and have it organized. So now if he's looking to, again, he'll use that to write a book, but you can use it in situations where if you have a public speaking engagement, or if you know you're going to speak with a customer, now you have information. Whether if you're in tech, I'm in tech, right? So I can categorize our solutions and the capabilities that we have based on what I know the customer would care about. So from there, if I know I have a meeting coming up, I can quickly go into my notes and see the themes, the capabilities, and be able to identify a really good story that will resonate with the customer. And then from there, I'll share that. And ideally, it will lead to a place where that customer wants to move forward and learn more about what we're able to do to help them and help them solve their challenges. So, as mentioned, time is going to move forward even if you're not. So the best thing to do is create a system and a way for you to move forward, even if you're not doing the right thing. And there's this saying, right? You may be doing the right thing, but you might not be doing the right thing the right way. No. So that means if you're just taking notes, right, that's a good thing, right? Because you want to stay organized and you want to be able to have a way to grab the information when you need it. But if that notebook, if it's not easily accessible, then it doesn't serve you. So doing the right thing the right way is where you need to be and where you need to get to as an aspiring achiever. You need to be able to have a software that you can leverage, that you can quickly search the notes that you took so that you can use it when you need it. Because that's the whole point of gathering notes, right? So that you can access it when you need it. Don't make it difficult, make it easy. Create a good system. All right, so moving into the second truth, a clutter-free environment can reduce stress and improve focus. This is absolutely true, in my personal opinion and experience, and I've heard it from several different people. If your office, the space that you're working in, is messy, it just shows in different areas of your life. So if you're feeling like you have a task that you need to do, like you need to read or you need to write or you need to sift through data, then I highly suggest that you clean your overall space, reorganize. I have done that several different times. This office here, I have changed it about 4 different times within the past year. And just because I felt like when I originally said it a certain way, it felt like it made sense, but then I always saw that, my attention was being taken away, or I wasn't able to maintain focus, or it wasn't conducive to me doing the things that I said I wanted to do. So now I have this great layout where I feel like I am able to be more productive, right? I have a good system where if I want to record and practice, I have this open space, which is decluttered, that allows me to really just foster an environment, cultivate an environment so that I can create, so I can learn, so I can grow. I have a pull-up bar in here on the side, on the other side of this camera, right? It's out the way, but I have access to it. It's easily accessible. The author of Atomic Habits, James Clear, talks about creating good systems that sets you up for success. You could set goals, but if those goals aren't supported by good systems, then you're not going to be able to last, right? So it's an endurance game, right? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, literally. It's a cliche, but it's a truth, So something to keep in mind, if you feel like, the way you wake up in the morning is just like you feel groggy and you feel like you have no energy, maybe the system that you have in place isn't working for you. So reorganize, reprioritize your space, your environment. Maybe you need to go to sleep earlier, right? Turn the TV off, right? Put a book on your bed, on the shelf right next to your bed, so that you can, on the nightstand, so that you can easily be able to grab and read books and get the information that you need to set you up for success. So, I don't like feeling stress. I don't think you like it. Anxiety will come. It rears its head. And if you make it easy, if you create a system for it to rear its head, then, that's on you. Because again, time is going to move forward whether you move forward or not. So it would be in your best interest to create a space that allows you to win, right? When you feel like you just can't focus on the task, then what you do is do something else that is productive, like clean the space, set new goals, reprioritize, right? If you're writing down your goals, you get to see what's important at that time. And then as you go through that process, something in you will trigger the response for you to get back to what you need to do or create. Because again, you can't rely on motivation. It's an emotion, it's fleeting, it's not consistent. So it's going to be you having that system that allows you to show up consistently, that will set you up for success. So that's what I have for you on this day. Again, takeaways, what you should have learned in this video is you need to organize your time, organize your space, organize how you engage with people, with the various tools and items in your environment. And if you have too much things going on, if you have clutter in your life, it's going to make it very difficult for you to focus. It's time to cut the fat off. Take the things that are slowing you down, keeping you from achieving. Achieving is for you, right? You just got to focus and remove the distractions. So I hope you found this video to be super informative and helpful. Until next time, take care.